therapy now that just usually occur August and September and occasionally October.
Also at townhall.com, as expected, the Israelis are keeping close tabs on the American presidential election. Former State Department official Ken Loder-Podolsky says people he meets in Israel are asking many of the same questions Americans in the aftermath of the presidential debates.
How do you see the election? Do you think Biden will make it to election day? Do you think that they'll swap somebody else in? Who will it be? You know, what will that scenario be like for Israel?
And he adds Israel has some misgivings about U.S. support, but it's keeping quiet about the upcoming U.S. election.
When the Biden administration started playing games with withholding certain support or withholding certain equipment, you know, they started feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And at the moment, you know, they don't have a choice but to work with who they have.
Holiday weekend shootings have left at least 33 people dead and dozens wounded nationwide. In Chicago alone, police say at least 11 people have been killed and 55 have been wounded so far. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Summer is upon us, and the weather is beautiful. Everyone has a favorite outdoor activity: golf, bike riding, bird watching, long walks. Ask 100 people, and you'll get 100 answers. But if everyday aches and pains are keeping you on the sidelines, I have one answer: Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. Wherever you're hurting, back, neck, joints or muscles, in 3 weeks or less you'll start to feel the difference all day, every day. So whatever you like to do, swimming, pickleball, hanging out in the garden, Relief Factor can help you feel good again and let you enjoy all your favorite outdoor activities all summer long. ReliefFactor.com, 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-473-5433. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
A major effort is underway to save money. House Republicans have already approved 4 spending bills designed to trim government waste. Correspondent Jackie Quinn has more on the story.
House Republicans are moving quickly ahead with a dozen appropriations bills for the upcoming fiscal year, but they're working without input from Democrats. The chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, Congressman Tom Cole,
news like
says
this,
Republicans are
and it's kind
own
of smart to have
domestic
it on the half
programs will
hours
be
when we're
cut
on,
by
because
about
it just brings
6%,
people in.
and
I mean, it's
spending
just
will
more
be allowed
consistent,
to increase
which is
1%. They're also adding in some policy mandates, like forbidding travel reimbursement for U.S. service members who seek an abortion out of state because they can't get one legally where they're based. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Breaking news, more stories and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor. Charles Del Ledesma reports on Russia's wrestling team refusing to compete at the Paris Olympics.
Russian wrestlers offered spots at the Paris Olympics as neutrals are refusing to compete. The Wrestling Federation there says its officials, coaches and athletes held a meeting and came to a unanimous decision to refuse to participate in the games. The wrestlers were to be the largest group of Russians in any one sport competing in Paris under a program launched by the IOC to allow some athletes from Russia and its ally Belarus to compete during the war in Ukraine. I'm Charles Del Ledesma.
A former reporter for a small weekly Kansas newspaper has agreed to accept $235,000 to settle part of her federal lawsuit over a police raid. Deb Brewer's suit is among 5 federal lawsuits over the raid on August 11th of last year. The June 25th settlement became public after the newspaper filed an open records request. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVF
You're gonna put the mic a little closer to you.
Hometown Talk Radio.
Really?
Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Because, you know, it's sometimes it's the audio levels aren't great. Sometimes the audio levels with your mic aren't great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, going to the radio station, going to the...
You know, yeah, I noticed.
I don't want to be too
I
loud.
see the, yeah, it's fine, but just need to be a little bit closer to the, not that close.
What about the yellow mic? Is your red mic better?
No, the red mic's fine. It's just, you're not close enough. Oh, what am I doing?
That's why you should have left it, Joey.
I didn't want to play that.
You should have let it go.
I didn't want to play that.
You should have just let it go. I don't cut it off.
I don't know. You distracted me, Hildy.
I didn't say nothing. I'm sitting there.
Yeah, you are. With your being too far away from the red mic. You're distracting me.
You should just let that play.
Whatever. It's fine. Move on.
Next time, let it play out.
I would have looked incredibly dumb if I did that. All right, 3, 2, 1, 0. And let's turn that down. There we go. And good morning, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is Sunday. It is the 7th of July, 2024. It is the Sunday after July 4th. I hope everyone had a fantastic July 4th. On, what was it, Wednesday?
No.
No, it was Thursday. Apologies. It was Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Thursday. Yes. It was Thursday. It was a few days now,
It was Thursday, Joey. You know how old the United States is?
248.
248.
248.
So in a couple years, we'll be looking at a 250th.
Yeah.
I remember I was alive in 1976, and we had the 200 year bicentennial. And it was a big hubba. There was a lot of patriotic songs on the radio, and they had the tall ships in New York, and it was an interesting time, when the United States started 200 back in 1976.
Yes, interesting time in America, and a lot of things happen around the world too.
And I'm driving around Middleboro, and I really don't go too far on 4th of July. I used to go camping when I was younger, but I don't go away anymore. I like to spend time around my home, my area, my town, because I can really reflect on how great where I live is. I mean, you're driving down Precinct Street, and there's a big American flag on a barn, and there's flags up everywhere, and people are having parties and enjoying themselves. And I just like that, I went down to my brother's down in Wareham. He's a couple towns away, and everyone's just hanging out. And I like staying close on the 4th. I like, we had lunch on, what day did we have? We went and had some lunch on...
Was that Thursday?
It was Thursday, and we went down to a little pond in Raynham. I forgot the name of the pond, but it's that little pond right there, right in Raynham. Bruce something pond or something like the third or whatever. I know Jim DuPont was there to tell me which pond it is. He lives in Raynham, but great. We just had a little picnic basket, and we had ourselves our subs and watched some kids and his father fishing, and then a father and a son went out to the little island out there. It was just nice watching. It just reminded me of that Chicago song, Saturday in the Park. I think it was the 4th of July. It's just, it was felt that way, and it was nice. It's just, I like staying close on the 4th, and for the last 20 years I've been like that. Granted, my nephew's in Maine, and people like to go to Maine and down the Cape and whatnot, but I like to stay local. That's just me. How about you, Joey? What's 4th of July mean to you?
Well, this 4th of July meant to me that I was working today, during that day. It was a fun day. Did the news. And
you did the news?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Sorry, I did not do the news Thursday. That was Friday. Again, morning coffee.
Yeah, no, that's no excuse. Come on, man. That was like 3 days ago.
Friday.
Come on, man.
I did the news Friday. Thursday I was in to do
you had your
several things.
You had
my usual Thursday stuff. Yeah. But after that,
well, we went and had a picnic lunch.
Yeah, after that we had the picnic lunch, and then I was sitting in front of my computer for the next 8 or 9 hours after that watching the British general election.
Oh yeah. He kept on coming up with updates.
Yeah, I did.
So, okay. What was the result? After watching 8 hours, can you tell everyone what the result is?
Yeah. So the Labour Party won 421 seats, with the Conservative Party getting decimated. Pretty much, that's the right wording to say. With only 412 seats for the Labour Party, and I think only 121 seats for the Conservative Party, which was a complete turnaround, and the worst loss, I think, for any party in British election history, which was not good for the Conservative Party. It was worse than the election after World War II, with when Winston Churchill lost. It was worse than 1997. It was pretty bad for the Conservative Party. There was a new party that rolled onto the scene. Reform UK won 5 seats, I believe. They had 4 seats after election night, but I believe they won a 5th seat, from what I've been hearing. But very good night for the party that is led by Nigel Farage. Some of the other good results, the Liberal Democrats had gotten a lot of seats. Bad night for the Scottish Democratic Party. Scottish National Party, sorry. The SNP, the Scottish National Party, which hurts the Scottish independence talk, I think, from what I've been hearing. There's a lot less...
Well, that whole Scottish independence kind of been on the ropes.
Yeah, and this result in the 2024 election definitely hurts that big time. And from what I've been hearing from the BBC and a lot of other pundits there. But, bad result for Richie Sunak.
So, on America's birthday, you were listening to the United Kingdom.
I was. And I watched the entire thing, pretty much.
Yeah, and plus you had to get ready for Friday, too. I mean,
I was already ready for Friday.
Oh, okay. But
by the time I was done.
Joey spends time...
By the time I was watching.
When he has to do the news, because he does the news when Chris is off or when vacation. He's the weekend holiday guy when it comes to the morning wake-up news. So he spends a lot of time working on the news. I mean, he really tries to prepare, and he tries to do a really good job. So I'm really proud of him. He's doing that, and he likes doing it. We share responsibilities. We have 3 morning wake-up news people. We got Chris Keach, we got Ron Lancaster, and we got Joey Driscoll. Yeah, I mean, put it on a regular basis, but, I'm not sure the last time Tony did the news, but, he's done it before.
All right, so one last little tidbit on the election. The new Prime Minister is Keir Starmer. He is the leader of the Labour Party and now also Prime Minister.
Is he Prime Minister now?
He is Prime Minister now, yes.
It's funny how that works, because, as soon as
as soon as the election's done.
That guy's gone.
Yeah, as soon as the election's done.
The moving truck's pulling up for the
as soon as the election, exactly. Richie Sunak went back to 10 Downing Street, packed up, and left. He did get reelected to his constituency, so he'll be in Parliament, but he will no longer be Prime Minister. He also will no longer be leader of the Conservative Party because he stepped down as well. Eventually, someone will take over for him. I don't know who that's going to be. We won't get into that. But, and then Keir Starmer came in, and then he went over to Buckingham Palace because you have to meet with the king, you have to form a government, you have to get permission from the king to form a government, pretty much.
So you have to?
Yeah.
Is that part of the conversation?
That's part of it, yes.
Or is that more traditional?
No, that's part of it.
Okay.
After the election,
well, the king says no. He's like,
you meet.
I'm in a bad mood. No,
that's a problem. But
I don't think it's.
We won't talk about that. Yeah. But you have to meet with the Richie Sunak had to meet with the king to tender his resignation, and then Keir Starmer had to join to meet with the king to formally, asked to form a government.
You know what? This country has a queen. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we do. Queen Latifah. I said that to my friend.
Yeah.
I said that to a friend of mine. And
you're technically right.
Yeah. She said to me, you got a queen. I said, so do we. Queen Latifah. She just looked at me. Come on, give me a break.
So yeah, the last little thing about the election here. I want to congratulate Keir Starmer and wish him luck. As every prime minister that takes over the UK.
United Kingdom is
very important job.
Ally. So
it's very important. It's not just important to the UK, but it's important to us as well.
Very important. I mean, they're big time ally, and I think things will work out. And it's just
absolutely.
It's just the people. Their vote.
It's just their vote.
That's
exactly.
Right. Deal with it.
They had 14 years of conservative prime ministers.
Yep.
And it was just time for a change, and they really went out and voiced their opinion because, like I said at the top of it, this was the worst loss for any party in British election history. Worse than Winston Churchill's election, worse than 1997, worse than a lot of different elections that the UK has held. This was really bad. The Conservative Party lost about 250 seats, so definitely a huge change.
So what I did on my Independence Day,
but yeah, that's
the
it.
British Parliament results. But that's right, Joey.
Yes, that's pretty much what I did. The evening of the 4th is I sat down. The news coverage started at 5:00 our time.
He's kind of like that.
So that's what I did.
I took him on. He was 5 years old. Okay, and I'm gonna throw him under the bus here. When he was 5 years old, we went on a road trip and we went on a ferry boat. Okay, and the horn petrified him.
Loud noises, yeah. When I was younger, loud noises definitely
petrified him. So when he started playing around with the computer a little bit, you know what he did? He went and looked up all fire alarms. Anything fire alarms.
Because that was something that was scaring me as well when I was younger.
Well, exactly. But that in a way, at such a young age, I think 6 or 7 years old, you will listen to every fire alarm tone out there, and then you faced your fear.
It kind of pretty much.
You dive right into it.
Yeah.
And then does horns and stuff bother you anymore? No. Nothing bothers you.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, he did, a year later, after he was crying. 5 years old. I'm like, the horn there.
Yeah.
I think we went on another ferry and the same horn and got him going, but I remember we had stacks of paper of like different fire alarm, different systems, this and that, everything. That's all I just listened to, just to get over that fear. And sometimes that's how people, and I liked how he dealt with that. He dealt with it at such a young age, and sometimes that's a good thing in my opinion. I mean, at such a young age, it just bothered him so much that he had to get over that fear of the noises of the fire alarms and stuff like that. So, I mean, because it's, as you grow up, you don't want to be scared of stuff. You don't want to be afraid of the dark.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Afraid of the dark when you're 7, not when you're 27.
Yeah, I've made some decisions that, took a few years to get over when it comes to horror movies. I decided to put a poster of one of the characters from Saw in my room, and I'll never do that again.
One other thing, too, I want to thank Jamie Harmon. Last week he called in from Distant Signal, YouTube. He called in. It's probably maybe his 15th time in the last 5 years. He's a really good guest. He calls. He's a good friend. I was able to meet him in May when I went down to Florida to visit my sister. He got me breakfast. And we went to a place, and he told me, too, it was a place called Perkins down in Florida. It's a restaurant.
Perkins?
Yeah,
I believe I've heard of it.
Yeah. Well,
if it's the same Perkins I'm thinking of.
You know what he told me? When we went to leave, he said, bring home a pie. What? He said, bring home a pie. Just bring home a pie to your family where you're staying with. I said, okay, I got a pie. I walked in the door at my sister's house, and my niece was there. I walked in with a pie, and their eyes lit up. You brought back an apple pie? Oh my God! And when I talk to Danny, I says, I hit the spot over there. He says, yeah. So that's something that's a little tidbit that it was fun. You know, you just bring it back, and everyone was lost their mind. But I brought a pie back from his restaurant. But he told me, bring back a pie. Just go get a pie.
All right, we're going to take our first commercial break right now. Open phone lines, 508-822.
Oh, yeah, you got a program note, too, right? For 7:30? News?
We'll just do it. I did the program note last week. When we first started doing it.
No new listeners?
I don't know.
They had to listen last week.
I will briefly mention that we're doing the news, but I'm not going to go into...
Well, the thing is...
I just told you I'm going to.
Why don't you take your break at 7:30 instead of just,
No, because it's going to end up being a 7-minute break. So we got to do this break.
Are you going to go right into the news? Oh, you're going to come back on and talk for 30 seconds?
We're going to come back. We're going to come back on, talk for a few minutes, and then go back to the news.
We're going to talk about for 30 seconds.
I don't know. Let's just get... Let's just get to our break. We have to take a break because we're behind on the break. Open phone lines 508-822-1106. Anything you want to talk about?
How was your 4th of July? Did you enjoy it? What did you do? Did you go away? Hang around the house?
Thanks for interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
I mean, how was your 4th of July?
I'm just saying things you should be saying.
How was your 4th of July? Did you, spend the day outdoors? Did you do the same thing I did and watch the British election?
No, I doubt that. I think you're probably the only person in the town of Middleboro that watched it.
Probably. Yeah. But, who knows? Maybe someone out there did. Whatever. 508-822-1106. Give us a call. Open phone lines. Talk about sports. Talk about anything you want to talk about on the show today. We'll be right back. On Middleboro Review on WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM.
Yeah. Help me out. What's that?
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies.
So let's talk about Donald Sutherland.
508-583-1495.
Huh?
We'll talk about Donald Sutherland.
No, we won't.
Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not
drink more coffee, man.
508-583-1495. Hey, check this out. It's our new local talk show lineup. Mondays and Fridays on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM WVBF. On Mondays, it's Ron Lancaster. On Thursdays, it's Hank Mello. On Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Friday, it's Coffee with...
All right, let's get to the fun stuff. We had to talk about that there at the first segment.
What?
The British election, because it's important.
But is an association of combat
let's get to the fun stuff now.
Of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby.
Well, let's talk about
Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities.
Well, we won't have time before 7:30 to do that.
Shelter and
I don't know.
After the break.
I don't know why you don't play the...
Because that's not how I want to do it. Are you running the board, sir? No. Then let me do what I want to do.
Various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit.
It's how the cookie is crumbling today. Okay.
H2.org.
The broken Oreo cookie in the bag. Yeah.
The crumbly donut from a certain place.
Yeah.
That I will not mention.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back. Okay. Echo, we don't want that. Okay, the monitor button. That's what's up with that.
You run anything?
I gotta make sure that's down before we do the commercial. Before we get back from the on the air stuff today. Today is July 7th, 2024. During the first segment, we talked about the British elections because it's important.
It's historic. Anyway.
It's historic, and it's important to not just Britain, but here in America as well, because Britain is our closest ally, or one of our closest allies. Probably our closest ally.
I think they are. I think they really are.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's important. That's why I wanted. That's why we don't usually talk about politics here on the show, but that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it was an important result, and Britain is our closest ally. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
We talk about elections.
A lot. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do, but we don't usually, get into politics that much.
We don't talk about, the particular people after the results. It's just,
of course not.
Let the chips fly where they go.
Okay, our weather today. Let's start with the Driscolls today. Driscoll, Texas, 77 degrees and sunny. 93 today with some rain in the forecast. Kind of similar to our weather, but we'll get to that in a second. Minus the sun. But again, we'll get to that in a second. 100 tomorrow, with a low of 78 and mostly sunny skies, and a tropical storm warning in effect for the area as well. Storm surge warning remains in effect. Also, a tropical storm warning also remains in effect. Locations affected: Bishop, Driscoll, Robstown, that area there. Corpus Christi in that area as well. This is from, right now, what is Tropical Storm Beryl, but will be Hurricane Beryl once it makes landfall tomorrow morning. I think right around sunrise tomorrow morning there in Texas and in that area, actually. Hurricane Beryl, very dangerous storm. It's been very historic, that storm, because it's the earliest Category 5 in the season, in the Atlantic hurricane season, ever.
Yeah, it was started at 5, and it dropped down.
It did. It started at 5, it dropped down.
But I mean,
But it's still very dangerous.
Right, but I mean, I'm very grateful and that it's not barreling into the was it Corpus Christi area?
In that area, yes.
At a 3 or 4. I mean, it's a tropical storm.
Absolutely,
it's still going to be a mess. And
it's still going to be a huge issue.
But I mean, it's not coming in as a 4 or 5. It's just early. So I mean, that's good.
All right, Middleboro. It is 76 degrees, and it's going to kind of be like this all day. Cloudy, not great.
Muggy.
It might get sunny later on in the day, but around 4 o'clock or so. 91 degrees, a low of 71. It will be muggy today. It will be muggy tonight. It will be muggy tomorrow night. It will be muggy the next day. Muggy the next day. Muggy the next day. It's just going to be hot every single night.
You mug. You mug.
90 degree days we're a little bit of a heat wave right now.
A muggy one.
A minor one, but we are in a heat wave.
Yeah. What's all that tropical air that's out there?
We might get some rain later on the week that might be associated to Beryl as well. But, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday area. But you'll probably hear more about that during the morning wake up news. By the way, listen to the Morning Wake Up News every day, Monday through Friday, with Chris Keach and Ron Lancaster. Great programming there every single day during the week. In Driscoll, North Dakota, hold on one second. Driscoll, North Dakota, 55 degrees, 73 for the high, 55 for the low, sunny today, and Monday, 80 degrees. And then I'm missing Taunton here. Hold on one second. Let me get to Taunton. Taunton weather. There we go. 75 degrees, 91 today, and 71 for the low this evening. So very muggy here, very muggy in Middleboro. Not great. But anyway, let's take a commercial break for the news, and then we'll be right back here on Middleboro Review on WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM.
This hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Harris. The Democratic Party is not falling in line behind President Biden even after the events that were set up to reset his imperiled campaign and show everyone he's not too old to be president for 4 more years. Almost 2 weeks into the crisis moment of his debate with Donald Trump, there's a standoff that doesn't appear to be dying down, and Biden is dug in. Elsewhere, the president's climate agenda was dealt a setback last week. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
Back in January, the Biden administration paused the approval of new liquefied exports. It said it wanted to study the effects of LNG on the climate. 16 Republican-led states challenged the administration in court, and a federal judge has blocked the president's decision to delay natural gas permits, which is a blow to the Biden White House. Officials in the red states raised constitutional questions about the administration's action and argued it would have a negative economic impact. Greg Clugston, Washington.
What, Joe?
We'll talk about Donald Sutherland here out of the commercial break.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I keep on remembering. You don't need my phone. You got that.
Purchasing remained at 49.5 in June on a scale up to 100. A private sector survey was more optimistic, edging up to 51.8 from 51.7 the previous month. The official PMI for new export orders slipped to 49.4 from 49.6. Correspondent Jeremy House. Roughly 130 million people are under threat from long-running heat waves that have shattered records with dangerously high temperatures. More records could fall through the coming week from the Pacific Northwest to the Mid-Atlantic states and extending all the way up to the Northeast before it's over. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Summer is upon us and the weather is beautiful. Everyone has a favorite outdoor activity: golf, bike riding, bird watching, long walks. Ask 100 people and you'll get 100 answers. But if everyday aches and pains are keeping you on the sidelines, I have one answer: Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. Wherever you're hurting, back, neck, joints or muscles, in 3 weeks or less you'll start to feel a difference all day, every day. So whatever you like to do, swimming, pickleball, hanging out in the garden, Relief Factor can help you feel good again and let you enjoy all your favorite outdoor activities all summer long. ReliefFactor.com, 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-473-5433. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Iran's reformist candidate Masoud Pezeshkian has won Iran's runoff presidential election.
That might be an important result too. The reform candidate in Iran just won.
To celebrate even before the final results were officially
announced. I don't know what that means. Right now, I don't know what that means, but that might be an important result.
Discontent meant that millions of people boycotted the elections. The impossibility of real change as long as the supreme leader tightly controls policies added to their frustration. But now a relative moderate has upset the plans of the establishment.
That's BBC correspondent Kasra Naji. Mainland France voting today in pivotal runoff elections.
And now then the France elections too. So it's an interesting week of the elections. 1 minute.
A partial
There we
settlement
go.
for a
I was
reporter
gonna
in a
say,
small
that's
Kansas
over?
town.
Former Marion County record reporter Deb Groover has agreed to accept $235,000 to
But
settle
you
part
got
of
that thing up because you got 1 minute. I want to talk about that next.
I thought you had it.
No. No, you had it up for me.
Oh, I thought you were going to get it off.
No, because you had it up for me.
It does not apply to
All right.
other officials he also sued. Groover's lawsuit among
Let me
5 suits.
reorganize my thing here. Let me see here. There we go.
Jason Walker
Better?
reporting.
Better?
John Landau, an Oscar-winning producer who worked closely with director James Cameron on Titanic and Avatar, has passed away. He was 63 years old. Landau's partnership with Cameron led to 3 Oscar nominations and a Best Picture win in 1997 for Titanic. More on these stories at townhall.com.
That sucks. Landau. Yeah, that sucks. He was very important to James Cameron and his success. So, yeah, that was very important. It was very important. All right. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back. So I turned down the bumper music. There we go. 7:38 here on Middleboro in Review. Next thing we want to talk about here, in the last segment, we'll talk about a couple things going on around Middleboro and surrounding areas. We got several different events coming up as well to talk about too. Don't think we're going to do any sports today, but there is quite a bit going on. Maybe we'll do a sports segment next week or something, or I'll definitely be doing a sports segment on the show tomorrow for Middleboro Matters, but I don't think we'll do that today. But there is a lot going on, but we'll not do sports today, but we'll do it, going in the future here. Because just because it's July and hockey and football is done doesn't mean anything's doesn't mean every sport is done. You still got the Red Sox. Not a good result, by the way, last night, but we won't talk about that. Yeah, because that'll get me mad because we lost to the Yankees. So anyway, moving on from that. Let's talk about Donald Sutherland for a moment. Donald Sutherland passed away a couple of weeks ago. An amazing career, 6 decades. A career spanning 6 decades. He received numerous accolades. An Emmy Award, a couple of Golden Globe Awards as well. And just a very important actor. Again, 60 years in his career. He was a part of The Dirty Dozen, MASH, Kelly's Heroes, some of the other ones here. I'm just looking through here. JFK, Pride and Prejudice. He was President Snow in the Hunger Games. Any of the younger people who might be listening to the show today will know Donald Sutherland from the Hunger Games franchise. Played, again, President Snow. Very good set of movies, The Hunger Games was. And again, a great actor to have in that series as well. Citizen X as well. That was an HBO movie. That won him a Primetime Emmy. And just many other things as well. He had a really important career. And Don, what are your thoughts?
Anybody who saw the movie Backdraft, he played Ronald, the arsonist guy, and he's creepy, twisted role. He played all the roles. I mean, comic, series, drama. My favorite role and I can't say I saw all his movies, but I saw most of them, was Oddball from Kelly's Heroes. I love that character. I just love that character. That's one of my favorite movies in the whole wide world, is Kelly's Heroes, 1970. Everyone was in it. And he was like my favorite. I mean, Clint Eastwood is my favorite actor in the whole world, but in that movie, it's Donald Sutherland as Oddball. Oddball, if you haven't seen the movie Kelly's Hero, he's a tank commander, and he's like a hippie before hippies were around. He's just, sitting around, drinking cheese, drinking wine, catching some rays, supposed to be fixing the tank. And the interaction between Donald Sutherland and Telly Savalas, talk about two characters clashing. Not fighting wise, but you know, he's always getting chewed out because he's an oddball. He's a weirdo. He's a great movie. I mean, if you like Donald Sutherland and you've never seen Kelly's Heroes, you got to see that movie. The character is unbelievable, and that's early Donald Sutherland, 1970, and that's my favorite. He was in Animal House too. He was like the professor on it. That was different. He's played all these crazy roles, and he was also, like I said, he was also Ronald in Backdraft. Yeah, he had like a small role, him in opposite of Robert De Niro, and that other Baldwin, not Alec Baldwin, but his brother. Who was his brother? He was in the movie. The other Baldwin was in the movie there. But it was good. And like I said, Donald Sutherland, just one of those people who just kept working, just keep working, keep creating, keep giving out new material. He's just relevant over decades and decades and decades, and that's something that's just a true superstar in my opinion. That's just a great actor. And what do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I echo everything you said. A very important actor in Hollywood, and we lost a big actor in Hollywood back in June. So Donald Sutherland, very important person, very important actor. I've seen some of his movies. He's really good. And
MASH.
Yeah,
MASH
was great.
The movie MASH.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think, if it wasn't for, I mean, everyone in that movie was great, but I think Donald Sutherland is was the superstar. And if it wasn't for him, I think, in my opinion, that probably never would have been picked up. And then MASH turns into one of the most creative and sought after series in history.
Yeah.
It's still good. It's funny. I'll tell you a story about MASH. I had
about 2 minutes.
All right, a quick
before we
story
take a break
about MASH. Tells you how much people really liked and how they felt. I used to go visit it wasn't really my cousin, but I called my friend. I had an Uncle Don, but he wasn't my real uncle, but we called him Uncle. He was a good friend of my father, army buddy of my father's. And I used to chum with his son Paul. And I used to come down for the weekends or the week. I'll take the bus down. But he had a rule: no watching TV during the day, except if it was MASH. So we could watch MASH. MASH was on twice a day on Channel 38, I think, during the afternoon at that time in the late 70s, early 80s. But that was the rule: MASH only. And we watched MASH and then we shut it off. I mean, we respected his rules. But it's funny, no TV except for MASH. So it goes to show how much, my Uncle Don liked MASH. And, it's fine. He doesn't want to sit watching cartoons or whatever, but you can watch MASH because it was a good series and you learned something. The acting was good. The heartfelt was good.
Yeah, because you learned something in that series.
Well,
absolutely.
The heartfelt too.
And it was really
the directing and the time period during the Korean War and whatnot.
Very important stuff. Yes. So, all right, 7:46. We're gonna take our last commercial break right now. When we come back, today in histories, and then finish the show by talking a couple of things here, a couple of events going on that I want to mention as well. And next week, Dawn, I believe we have Ed Miller.
Yes, Ed Miller.
Yes, so that's next week.
And then stay tuned because Joey and I are gonna be on Stand Up Strong.
Yeah, we're gonna be on Stand Up Strong
and also,
next Sunday as well.
Also next Saturday at 10 o'clock, Joey and I are gonna be on Cranberry Country Journal.
Yes, this weekend we got a lot of appearances at WBBF. So
we're looking forward to that. We love going on Paul's show.
Yeah.
And,
yes.
He's awesome. He's just such a great guy. He puts me in a great. Every time Paul walks in that door on Saturdays, he smiles, puts a smile on my face.
Yeah.
He's such a positive attitude. Such a great guy. He has a great
we have
show.
a phone call. Let me see if I can get this up, and I'm gonna just put my headphones on here, and then going to say good morning. You're on Middleboro in Review.
Good morning, Joey. It's Chachi. I'm sorry to interrupt the show. I wanted to
Ringo Starr birthday today.
Oh, good morning, Chachi. Yes, it is Ringo Starr's birthday. Actually, yeah, it is. He is 84 today, so
that's probably going to be on your birthday.
Ringo.
You're doing your birthdays and stuff like that in a few minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna do that actually. Yeah.
Good morning, Chachi. How you doing?
Hey, Don. Good morning. I'm sorry to interrupt the show.
No, you can call
no
anytime.
Problem.
You're
yeah.
like your family.
No problem.
Your family here at WVBF for sure.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yeah. You do have something coming up at Lorenzo's in a couple weeks.
Well, we have a lot going on, and yes, and on July 19th, Friday night, we're back at Lorenzo's for Beatles Night, and I am the host, and John Logan, Beatles magician, comes with me, and he does magic tricks, comes to your table and does some amazing tricks, and, you know, we have a great time under the outdoor Beatles tent at Lorenzo's right there at the Rotary at 44 in Middleboro, and it's, you know, they have a fabulous menu. Their Italian food is superior, the best. And, you know, we spin Beatles music, we play trivia, we give away original Beatles albums from Cheap Thrills Music at Dedham. And so that's Friday night, July 19th. It's free to get in. And you just need to, you know, call the restaurant and reserve a spot, reserve your table. And, you know, the full menu's available. And it's a lot of fun. It's from 6 to 9, and sometimes it goes till 10. And it's also a special day that day. It's my birthday, so it's going to be fun to hang out. And so please come on and hang out with us at Lorenzo.
Happy birthday next on the 19th.
Thank you. And it's my wife's birthday today. Stephanie shares a birthday with Ringo. And you know who else shares a birthday with Ringo? It was Paul McCartney's dad.
Oh, wow. Talk about a small world. Talk about a small world. That's great. What do you got going on today for your show, Chachi?
Well, thank you. We're on 10 to noon on Seacoast Oldies, 104.3 FM. And, you know, the great thing about radio is even though the show originates on Sundays out of Maine, you can hear it anywhere in the world at seacoastoldies.com. And on our show today, of course, we're celebrating Ringo's birthday. In the summer, every show we open with a complete Beatles album side. You remember the album experience, Don. I don't know if Joey knows what that's all about. A lot of the younger generations don't. But when we were kids, listening to an album straight through, it was an experience, and we try to recreate that every Saturday and Sunday morning on our show in the summer.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny, too, because on my favorite albums, I always highlight the last song on the second side for some reason. It's just like, because if you have a favorite band, that's like the last song until the new album comes out or whatever, or for the next album you listen to, especially if you listen to albums, one after another, you know. It's just now it really doesn't have any. You can go any way you want, but you kind of you had to look for it. You got to put the needle in the right spot. I mean, you just couldn't press a button back then.
Yeah, and you know, we play the original vinyl. I play the American albums. The American albums were the ones we grew up on, Don. You know.
Yeah.
Beatles '65, Beatles '6, something new. Those albums don't exist in the recognized Beatles catalog of today. They go by the UK catalog, but in America it was different. And so we have the original vinyl. We play them straight through. Sometimes the record skips, you know, but that was part of the experience, right? So,
right.
So that's happening today.
Yeah, that's awesome. That I remember the last time you were here in the studio. It was hot, and you were going to pick some albums up or whatever. You brought them in the studio. You didn't want to sit and then cook it in your car. So I gotta go get my studio. I think you brought in like 25 albums. I was looking at them, like you had them in the corner. You had like nestled next to you. It's just like those are his babies. His Beatles albums, his vinyl. Nothing beats the sound of that.
A historic occasion in July. On July 6th, 1957, John met Paul McCartney, and for the first time. Now, next Sunday, a week from today, is another come-together event at City Winery, Boston. What we do is we have a monthly brunch Beatles event at City Winery, and it's next Sunday at noon. But each show is different, you know that, you guys, and this one is going to be very special. We're celebrating the day John met Paul, and we sometimes have a live Beatles guest on Zoom from wherever they are in the world, and it's fed into the city winery system. It's on all the screens, on the screen on the stage, and on televisions everywhere. So you're able to see who we're talking to. And our special guest next Sunday to celebrate that day in 1957 is Rod Davis. Now, Rod Davis was an original member of the Quarrymen. He played banjo in the band. He was with John on that flatbed truck with the Quarrymen on that day in 57. He was playing in the band when Paul McCartney was in the audience watching for the very first time. So he's going to zoom in from Liverpool and tell us about that day when he and the Quarrymen and John Lennon were performing at a church event, and a young Paul McCartney came in, and John and Paul met, and history began to change. So that's next Sunday at City Winery. Come together, and special musical guest Corin Ashley, and of course John Logan, Beatles musician, is there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a great time. We were there. Joey and I went there, and what a great time. It's a nice, intimate atmosphere. It's a great place right in the North End over there in Boston. It's if you do have time to go there, definitely show up. I mean, it's a great show. I wish it was longer. I wish it was 3 hours or 4 hours, Chachi.
I appreciate that, you guys. But I get to keep them wanting more. But yet, there's even one more show I want to plug, and it's locally. August 2nd at the Marion Music Hall in Marion, Mass, a few towns over. Our buddy Ian Martha, I don't know if you remember Ian, he's a solo performer as Paul McCartney. He travels the world performing as Paul. He's in the Yonos, a great Beatles tribute band, but he has a new band called 60s Thunder, playing at the Marion Music Hall August 2nd, and I'll be emceeing that show. So that's local for all the local people who want to join us.
I dragged my brother to that one. He lives in Wareham, so I got to drag my brother. He's a little older than I am, and he grew up listening to BCN, and we're about the same age, my brother and I. I got to drag my brother. You'll definitely see me on that one. But drag the whole crew for that one.
We're looking forward to it. I always love talking to you, Joey. I'm sorry I missed the last appearance. I was supposed to come on, but I do listen when I can, and you and your dad are the greatest. I always love coming on the show.
Keep in mind, he has a new time on Middleboro Matters, 11 a.m. on Mondays. So he's always looking for guests on Mondays. So
on
keep
Mondays.
That in mind, Dale. He's
Well, I am always around. I'm always around when I can. If I'm not there in person, I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
We'll reach out to you.
That's a very nice hour to be on.
Oh yeah, this is 7 in the morning stuff. But I think
it is.
I'm not sure if you might have made it here one time. Oh, you always call it. But 7
before,
in the morning's a tough
yeah.
game.
Hey, listen, my show is on Saturdays from 6 to 8 a.m. So I get it.
Before we let you go, Chachi, today is also a very sad day as well. July 7th, 2006, we lost Sid Barrett. Just a great musician, great guitarist for Pink Floyd. Do you have any quick thoughts on that?
Well, Pink Floyd had a lot of ties to the Beatles. Mal Evans had a hand in the discovery of Pink Floyd. And, they were a groundbreaking band. We do remember Sid on this day. So, amazing band. My favorite Pink Floyd album is Animals. I love that record.
That's mine as well, yeah.
Yeah, there's a crazy song called Several Species of Animals Gathered Together in a Cave Grew with a Pick. You know that one? It's
a very long title. That's even longer than Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey.
Yeah, that's just all weird psychedelical noises and stuff like that. But I mean, my friend Carl found that song back in the day, and it was just like, wow. But that was Sid Barrett time. Then.
All the interesting songs, they always have a long title. You know, Pearl Jam has Elderly Woman Behind a Small Counter in a Small Town. Very good song as well. All the interesting songs, they always have a long title.
Yeah.
Well, good thing you don't have albums anymore. You'd have to put that on the little label.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Deep Purple's coming out with an album in a couple of weeks. Do you believe Deep Purple's still around putting albums out? And they got a new guitarist.
Yeah, they were touring a few years back before COVID. But these all our bands, Don.
Yeah, well, they're touring this summer. They're around, so.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chachi, for calling in today.
Yeah, happy Sunday, and have a great show today, Chachi.
Yeah. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all you do.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Stephanie.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Yeah, bye-bye. All right, 7:58. Real quick, our today in histories. As we mentioned a couple already here.
Yeah, Ringo's birthday today.
Yeah, Ringo's birthday. Sid Barrett's passing. 1898, U.S. President William McKinley signs the Newlands Resolution, annexing Hawaii as a territory. 1911, the United States, UK, Japan, and Russia signed the North Pacific Fur Deal Convention, a Fur Seal Convention of 1911, banning open water seal hunting, the first international treaty to address wildlife preservation issues. 1928, Don, you'll love this one. Sliced bread is sold for the first time on the inventor's 48th birthday by the Chillicothe Baking Company in Chillicothe, Missouri.
Nothing better than sliced bread.
1946, Mother Francesca S. Cabrini becomes the first American to be canonized. 1958, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower signs the Alaska Statehood Act into law. Our birthdays today, we already mentioned Ringo Starr. Today's his 84th birthday. We have John Leverett, born on this day in 1616, governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony. Passings on this day, 1701, William Stoughton, American judge and politician, governor of the province of Massachusetts Bay. And what town is named after him, Don?
Stoughton.
Yes, exactly.
The town of Stoughton. You all know where Stoughton is listening. They could probably hear us.
Not too far away from here.
I had family in Stoughton, so I spent a lot of time in Stoughton as a kid.
1890, Henry Nestle, a German businessman, founded Nestle Crunch Bars.
I tell you, when I was growing up, that was a go-to chocolate bar for me, is Nestle Crunch Bars.
And we mentioned Sid Barrett, guitarist of Pink Floyd, passed away on this day. 2021, Robert Downey Sr. passed away on this day, American actor and director. He is also the father of course, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.
I got to give him credit for, he had some problems, and he turned his life around, and he became a superstar. And it's always good when you have a success story like that, because there's so many success stories that don't happen.
All right, it's 8 o'clock, and bye-bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Hopefully it's sunny out later on today.
And Monday, 11 a.m.
Yeah, Monday, 11 a.m., Middleboro Matters.
Yeah.
So that's coming up as well. And I want to thank Eric Dunn for coming in on the last Middleboro Matters as well.
And thank you, Chachi, for calling. Chachi LaPrette listens to our show, and that's nothing other than that. And the 19th of July, he's the 19th, right? That's a Friday. Mm-hmm. He will be at Lorenzo's and doing a Beatles night with John Logan, the musician. And it's always a good time. If you haven't been down there, it's really fun. It's a great night out, and the food's good too. All
right, bye-bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your week, great rest of your weekend, and a great week. And I'll be on tomorrow morning with Middleboro Matters at 11 a.m. And coming up next is Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Vandross. So stay tuned.
Broadcasting live from the
Bye, everybody.